Hello and welcome to the channel. Today's story is called The Girl Who Could Pause Time. It's a magical and emotional story about a girl named Mira who discovers a mysterious pocket watch that can stop time itself. But she soon learns that true power is not about controlling the world. It's about understanding it and using every moment wisely. This story will help you learn English through emotions and inspire you to slow down, reflect, and appreciate every second of life. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your favorite moment in the story. Now relax, open your heart, and let's begin. The Girl Who Could Pause Time. People say time runs like a river. It never stops, never waits. But once in a quiet town beside a railway line, there lived a girl named Mira who discovered that time could pause if she dared to press the invisible button in her heart. Mira was 16. Every morning she ran to catch the 7:10 train to school. Every morning she was almost late. One rainy day, with shoes wet and hair messy, she reached the platform as the doors began to close. "Please wait," she cried. The train did not wait. Time never did. She sat on a bench, breathing hard, and wished, if only I could stop time for 1 minute. After school, Mira passed a small repair shop that smelled of metal and oil. In the window was a dusty silver pocket watch. The sign said, "Not for sale." An old woman stood inside, polishing glasses. "You like the watch?" she asked. "It's beautiful," Mira said. "Does it still work?" The woman smiled strangely. "It works when it must." She pressed the watch into Mira's hand. "Borrow it. Bring it back when you're done learning." That night, Mira studied late. Her little brother, Sam, snored softly. She opened the watch. The hands were not moving. There was a small button on the side. She pressed it. The world exhaled and became silent. The clock on the wall froze. The raindrops at the window hung like glass beads in the air. Even Sam's blanket stopped halfway in its slow rise and fall. Mira whispered, "Time," paused. Her voice sounded too loud in the stillness. She walked through the quiet house. No phone pings, no fridge hum, no street noise. She tried to move a raindrop. It obeyed her finger like a tiny pearl, then stayed where she left it. When she pressed the button again, the world breathed back to life. The raindrop fell. Sam turned in bed. Mira laughed and covered her mouth. Power was exciting and frightening. The next morning she overslept again. The train whistle screamed in the distance. "Not today," Mira said, clicking the watch. Silence. People on the street froze mid-step. A dog's bark hung open in its mouth. Mira walked calmly, bought a hot bun, tied her hair properly, and stepped onto the platform. She unpaused time just as the doors opened. For the first time in months, she wasn't late. On her way home, she saw a bicycle skid on wet leaves. A little boy flew forward, about to fall. Click. In the hush, Mira moved the bike upright and placed the boy's hands back on the handles. She unpaused. He kept riding, never knowing why he didn't fall. Mira smiled. Maybe this power is for more than trains. Exams came. So did temptation. She clicked time off, read the answer sheet on the teacher's desk, and felt heat rise in her cheeks. "No," she whispered to the frozen room. "If I steal time, I steal myself." She returned to her seat, pressed play, and solved the paper with her own mind. That night she wrote in her journal, "Power without honesty is a trap, but pausing time had a price." After each pause, Mira felt heavy, like she had run a long race. Colors looked pale for a minute. Sounds returned like waves. At the shop, she asked the old woman, "Why do I feel tired?" The woman said, "Because you carried the river for a while. Water is light until you hold it in your hands." One afternoon, her brother Sam planned a lemonade stand. Wind knocked the sign over, and the jar of coins rolled toward the street. Click. Mira set the sign straight, placed stones at its feet, caught the jar mid-roll, and put it back. She pressed play. "Wow," Sam grinned. "I guess luck is with me today." Mira kissed his head. "Maybe luck gets a helper." Her best friend Layla stopped talking to her after a misunderstanding. In anger and pain, Mira paused time to avoid an ugly cafeteria scene. She moved Layla's tray away from a spill and placed a napkin under her elbow so the juice wouldn't stain her shirt. Then she breathed out and pressed play. Layla blinked, looked at the saved shirt, and then at Mira. Later, after class, she said quietly, "Thanks for whatever you did." Mira smiled. "Can we talk?" They did. They cried. They laughed. The friendship unfroze. One afternoon on the train, a thief snatched a woman's phone and ran. The doors began to close. Click. Mira stepped past frozen bodies, gently took the phone from the thief's hand, slipped it into the woman's purse, and placed the thief's foot slightly off the platform edge so when time resumed, he would stumble and fall, safely, where a guard could catch him. Play. The phone was miraculously safe. The man tripped. The guard reacted. Mira's hands shook. She had changed a person's path. Am I a hero or a judge? That night, Mira created 3 rules and hid them inside the watch case. 1. Do not cheat for myself. 2. Never humiliate or harm. 3. Only use it to protect, to learn, or to love. Weeks later, Sam ran across the street to chase his paper rocket. A car turned the corner too fast. Click. Mira's heart hammered in the silence. She pulled Sam back by the backpack strap. The car hovered inches away. She placed the rocket on the sidewalk. Her hand trembled as she pressed play. The driver braked, confused. Sam gasped, then hugged Mira without asking why. She cried in the kitchen later, the watch cold in her hand. Some pauses felt like holding up the sky. Mira began to wonder, if I pause time, am I still growing while the world is not? Are my thoughts cheating the day? At the shop, the old woman poured tea. "Child," she said, "a pause is not a theft if it makes you present. But if it makes you avoid life, you will miss the lesson time was bringing you." Final exams arrived again. Mira studied with her phone off, made flashcards, and slept early. During the hardest test, panic rose like a wave. Her finger touched the watch. She stopped, not the world herself. She took 3 slow breaths, remembered her rules, and kept writing. When results came, Mira had scored high. Without the watch, the joy tasted clean. One afternoon, a storm cut power across town. Mr. Hassan, the kind station guard, collapsed near the platform. People shouted for help. Mira clicked the watch. Nothing happened. She pressed again. Still nothing. Her mind raced. Have I depended too much on it? She pushed through the crowd, held Mr. Hassan's hand and shouted, "Call 112! Put his legs up! Give him space!" They followed. Minutes later, the ambulance came. That evening, the watch began to tick again. Mira understood. The power is helpful, but courage is yours. Layla visited Mira one weekend and noticed the watch glowing faintly when the room went quiet. "Mira, what is that?" Mira's breath caught. "It pauses time," she whispered. Layla laughed in disbelief until Mira clicked and let her feel the hush. When time returned, Layla's eyes were wet. "That must be lonely." "Sometimes," Mira admitted. "Promise me you won't carry it alone," Layla said. "If it's heavy, tell me." Even heroes need friends. Months later, their grandmother passed away. The house filled with visitors, flowers, memories. Mira stood by the bedroom door, unable to cry. She clicked the watch to hold the moment still, so goodbye would not arrive. In the silence, she saw the lines on Grandma's hand, the soft rise of a curtain, dust floating like tiny stars. She realized, pausing time can hold a moment, but it cannot heal a heart. She pressed play and finally let herself weep. Sam leaned on her shoulder. They were moving again, together. On a bright spring morning, the 7:10 train delayed. People sighed. Mira smiled at the ordinary slowness. She didn't need to pause anything. She bought 2 buns and shared one with the woman who lost her phone months ago. "Thank you," the woman said. "For what?" "For the way you look at people, as if every minute matters." Mira blushed. Maybe that's the real gift, not stopping time, but noticing it. After graduation, Mira visited the shop with Sam and Layla. The doorbell chimed softly. The old woman was polishing glasses again. "Have you learned enough?" Mira placed the silver watch on the counter with both hands, as if returning a bird to the sky. "I learned that time is not my enemy," she said. "It's a teacher, and a river, and sometimes a mirror." The woman smiled. "Good. Then the watch can find the next student," as Sam whispered. "Will we ever see it again?" Mira squeezed his hand. "We don't need it. We have now." Years later, Mira became a paramedic. She moved fast when seconds mattered and breathed slow when families needed space. People often asked how she stayed calm in chaos. Mira would smile and say, "I press an invisible button. I pause inside, then I do the next right thing." And sometimes on rainy days, she walked past a little repair shop. In the window, a silver pocket watch waited, hands quiet, face bright, looking for someone who needed to learn how to honor time by listening to it. Thank you for listening to The Girl Who Could Pause Time. Mira learned that time isn't something to control. It's something to honor. When we pause our hearts, we can see what really matters: kindness, love, and courage. If you enjoyed this story, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe for more simple English stories every week, and comment below. If you could pause time for 1 minute, what would you do? Until next time, remember, you don't need a magic watch. You just need to pause, breathe, and live in the moment. See you in the next story.